Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hey everyone, hi, hello, welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. I'm sitting here in Pod Cabin with your husband and mine, the people's husband, Daniel Quantz. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
How's it going?
It's going well.
So we are doing video. This is our first official debut voyage of us doing video. We did it for Patreon. Hang on. I have 1,000. Oh, no. I have 1,000 drops here.
This is exciting. They can watch you fumble for drops in video.
In video. We did it on Patreon.
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Oh, you hear me in the background going, and then? Okay. I did it on Patreon.
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
It's good stuff. Yeah, I pulled the wrong one. This will give me a greater understanding of all that Tony goes through.
It's just chaos for me.
Yeah. So anyway, we did video on our news episode, and I mean, to great fanfare. The experience of it.
The avalanche of attention it gave us.
I can't even leave my house.
It's too much.
I haven't tried, but I furthermore can't.
Yeah.
And then also, but not also, here we are doing it here. And what I want them, there's a few things they need to know. One, I am not feeling well. I'm a little UT dubs. Do you know what that means?
Under the weather.
Under the weather. So while my complexion hopefully is warm, luminous,
you're like
glistening.
when they paint a corpse's face and they look alive. Like there's a lot of makeup happening to make you look like you're healthy and vivacious.
You know what though?
But
when
underneath,
they painted my mom, when they gilded that lily, that dead lily, she didn't look better. I prefer the au naturel. I prefer the au naturel death pallor. It was more like the mom I know than this like dead trollop that she
But is it
like.
that she did? Is it that she didn't look better because of the makeup, or was it because
she was dead?
Yeah,
it was because she was dead. It was a combination of she was dead. And also, they used a heavy hand, and they used like different colors than she would have used.
Like a good mortician
would look at what someone looks like.
Would kind of do some stitches underneath to give them a little bit of an expression. So they're like this,
right?
You know,
yeah.
Like they
she
wouldn't
died
do that
how she lived, smirking.
They wouldn't smirk if they were dead. She must just be having a good dream.
Like in no way were you like, my God, she could be alive,
right?
You know. Anyway, but enough of that. But about my deathly pallor, I could not bring myself to put on makeup on my eyes. So I decided, because no one wants to see that.
Nobody.
I don't know. Do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah. I've decided that I'm just going to wear a series of sunglasses during this show.
Okay.
I have,
You're going to have fun with it.
I'm just going to have fun with it. I'm going to make it my own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 pairs of glasses here.
Okay.
So if I switch roughly every 10 minutes, what fun. Now we're going to start with the ones that I actually wear. Okay. These are glasses that I bought at Uniqlo. I feel like people say Uniqlo, but it's Clo, guys, with a Q.
Who says Uniqlo?
I think I used to. It's Uniqlo. But interestingly, a Q should always have a U. But this is, there's no U there. It's Uniqlo.
I wonder how they came up with that name.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Okay, now am I cool looking?
So cool.
Okay. Do you know who Gabby Windey is?
No.
Gabby Windey is married to Robbie Hoffman. You know who Robbie Hoffman is, right?
I know who both of them are.
Okay, yes. She was on The Bachelorette, and then she fell in love with Robbie, and they're super duper cute.
They're both very funny.
Yes, and she has a podcast called Long Winded with Gabby Windey, which is great if that's your last name. And she's always wearing sunglasses. And so I just don't want them to think that I don't want them to confuse me for her.
Robbie Hoffman's stand-up special,
So
if you
good.
haven't seen or listened to that, do it. Do it now.
Would you
Pause this, go do it, and then come back.
Would you go so far as
Do it
to
after.
say run, don't walk?
I would say listen to the rest of this. Patronize everyone we ask you to patronize.
Oh,
So
yeah,
there's a lot of
because
business you
also-
have to do first.
Substack.
AlisonRosen.substack.com.
Right, so do all of that
I
first.
just Substacked. I wrote about a harrowing journey wherein I read 4 years of college.
You were deeply
essays,
shook
but
by
not
that experience.
I didn't reread the essays because please, but I reread the comments on the essays, and a theme emerged, which is actually, as upsetting as it was, it's kind of given me a lot to think about in terms of how I
Don't
show up in
spoil
the
it.
world.
Make
I'm not
them
going
go to force them to go to your.
I cannot really see well in these. I'm probably going to talk about it a little bit. But anyway, yeah, that. And then also, guys, we do a weekly Patreon episode, except this week I don't think we're going to be able to do it because we promised to take Elliot to the Ren Fair on the day we normally record. We don't. Anyway,
the
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
do an annual subscription and you get 2 months free. But there's the weekly episode. There's a little where you can text me and I'll text you back. It's very gossipy. It's so juicy. I'm surprised I haven't been arrested. What were you going to say about the Ren Fair?
just generally speaking, the sort of the silent struggle of the parent of an extroverted child. They don't talk about this.
Is he extroverted or does he want to perform?
He wants to do everything. Like, I was the kind of kid
It's like
who didn't want to.
it's an energetic child is what it is. A social, and I guess I'm describing an extrovert.
If there was a school activity,
Yeah.
you could count on me to not participate.
Right.
I liked other things, but like quants. I mean, I guess I went to a couple school dances, but like, not that there was
Let
as
me
much.
give you a little insight. Nobody cares.
Not that there was as much at but I just
Yeah.
wasn't. But this kid,
I know.
like tonight, there's this
I know.
fucking outdoor movie thing, and he is just every time I'm in the same room with him, it's Daddy. Can we go to this thing? Because he knows I don't want to do this,
He does? Oh, so you think he's trying to...
and so he has to push through that, push past it, and get me to go with him.
Right.
And I feel bad not taking him to this thing that he really wants to go to. You, of course, refused to go, so it's on me.
That's my shiznay.
And it is the most.
That's my shiznay.
I
Can
didn't...
you stop interrupting me? Dude, chill. I can't keep my train of thought.
I didn't mean to hit that's my shiznay a second time. My finger twitched. Jesus.
Whatever. Anyway, go ahead.
No.
No, I literally.
I think what you're trying to say is that I made a bold... I drew a line in the sand of like, I will not take him to an outdoor showing of Zootopia.
But you didn't go last year,
Right.
and it's like torture for me.
Why is that?
Well, first of all, it's outdoors and it's on the grass.
Yeah.
And I, and the movie doesn't start until like 8.
7:30.
No, like 7:45.
Sundown.
Like sundown is like 8 or 7:45.
That's bedtime. I mean, it's not.
But the event starts
yeah.
at 6. So you're sitting there for an hour and 45 minutes or whatever. You can't go too late because then there's no spot.
Mm.
And they have like food trucks, which is fine, but the kids are running around. So he goes off, plays with his friends. I'm just sitting there. And now it's just me. And I've got a sea of parents, or as I like to call them, strangers. And I'm sure they're fine people.
Yeah, we know how.
I mean, I'm
we
actually
know
not sure
about
of
your
that.
misanthropy.
I'm not sure of that. I'm sure there are fine people among them.
Right.
But I have very little interest in socializing.
Yeah.
And so I sit there and it just feels like I'm conspicuously alone.
Oh, I
So
hate
then-
that feeling.
So then it's like,
It's like a
okay,
Doors song.
I don't want to feel conspicuously alone. I think it was a Smith song. And so there's this pressure to go like
Hi.
make chit chat
Right.
with other parents. And it's like, I don't want to fucking do that, man. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So I just sit there
Which Smith song are you thinking of?
conspicuously alone.
Oh, is that? I didn't know that song.
Just kidding.
Oh, I was thinking of People Are Strange When You're a Stranger.
I know.
Oh, so there's not a specific. You were just improving my joke, even though you didn't have.
It sounded to me more like a Smith song than Doors
It does
song.
sound like it's time. Dun 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 dun. Dun.
Okay, tell us the backstory of these sunglasses.
They're red. Ooh, and they have sort of
Match
a
your blouse.
yeah. They actually make everything seem a little red. So
I like these better.
you do than my
With
dailies.
your outfit, with this outfit.
Yeah. My dailies. I don't wear them daily. I'm newly back to sunglasses and glasses at all because what people don't know if they're just tuning in for the first time, which they could be since this is going to be burning up the YouTube charts.
The YouTube charts.
This is reminding me of how I'm feeling a little ooh T-dubs. I burned up some charts earlier. Oh my God. I mean, just
Hey, TMI, right?
am I right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
This is like literally looking through the world through rose-colored glasses. So anyway,
Is that what they mean?
I don't think
When
so.
they say it's like you're looking through the world through rose-colored glasses, they mean that you're wearing sunglasses? Doesn't make sense.
So, I had a nose job about
What?
8 weeks ago. Yes, this
Is that what you were doing?
Yeah, I had a nose job about 8 weeks ago, and
Oh, yeah.
for most people,
I can see it.
here I'll show it off. For most people, let me get my nose in your shot. Do you think I'm in your shot? Do you think I'm in your shot?
Here, turn this way a little bit. There you go.
For most people, I feel like my water might be in your shot.
I know. I was trying to indicate, but you refused to move it
I know.
further.
Is it in? Anyway, for most people, you can wear glasses again after like 2 or 3 weeks.
Why don't you put it over next to your computer?
All right. For most people, you can wear glasses again after 2 or 3 weeks. But my doctor asked me to wait 6 weeks because my nose bones were osteoporotic.
That's so cute.
It's not cute. It's like they were brittle because I'm old. Anyway, so
I feel
but
like
now I
all
can
of
wear
your bones
glasses
are
again.
probably brittle, don't you think?
Yeah, probably. I should probably get one of those. It's called like a DEXA scan or something. So anyway, here we are. Let's do some Spotify comments because
Love
that
Spotify
is
comments.
something we do. And
Yep.
we love comments. And listen, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, please keep the comments coming because this show has been around since
Time immemorial.
1812. It's been around since 1812. And when you've been around that long, your stuff slows, and then like a new show shoots to the top, even if it has not very many listeners. And then an old show, it's increasingly difficult to get attention from the algorithm. It's a whole thing. So the comments and all that, the ratings, all that stuff helps.
You know what
Please.
you never do?
What?
You never say, hey, tell a friend.
Oh yeah, tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Do you have a friend that might like this show?
Tell them.
Help us grow the show.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that helps.
Okay, Craig says, I love words, and that new segment was so fun. Smiley face. Brandy Posey and Dave Lyons were great. I love that. Now, a full disclosure. This is normally kind of thing I would only disclose on Patreon. I was concerned that show got kind of a slow start and then picked up. However, and I revealed that on Patreon, a listener was like, I know you said that, but I just want to tell you, I listened to that episode twice. I liked it so much. So I'm a bad judge of myself, I guess, which I've learned before. So anyway, we have a new word segment where we talk about our favorite words, but then guest of the show, Rob Kuttner. So I guested, hosted, is it hosting? I guested the intros on this NPR. It's Cincinnati Public. Hey, that's NPR, Cincinnati Public Radio. Is NPR specifically NPR or is it just National Public Radio? Is Cincinnati Public Radio NPR?
I think it's like affiliates in the same way that
I think they call it
TV has affiliates.
yeah.
So you've
So
got-
they have a show called The Novelizers where they take a famous franchise or they're doing The Dark Knight right now, and then they have really funny people improvised chapters in it. So Dave Hill normally does the intro, but he was busy, so they asked me. I said yes, and I was telling them about my word segment because I will not shut up about it. And
Is Dave Hill living in Ohio? I know he was for a while.
oh, that's interesting because the other host is in Dayton. No, Dave Hill's dad lives in Ohio. I think
But
he
didn't
lives.
he go back there for a while?
He may have. I don't.
I feel like he
actually
was
know.
living there and doing all sorts of content from
Ohio.
Ohio
Maybe.
content.
I'm a big Dave Hill fan. Like I
he's
love.
great.
I fucking love Dave Hill.
He's great. He's very funny.
Yeah. So anyway, Rob Kuttner was like, that sounds like words with friends, words with best friends. And I'm like, that is brilliant. But anyway, this is a bit of a twist on a deep cut for longtime listeners of the show. Here's the theme to the words segment.
What words do you like? Do you like? What words do you like? Do you like?
Twist on the old fruit song.
He needs to
So-
put words in it like, I like.
Lugubrious and cornucopia.
Yeah.
I like pulchritudinous and fisticuffs.
You remembered the words.
I added pulchritudinous. The other word was billfold.
Oh,
I did
okay.
lugubrious. You did fisticuffs. Brandy did echolocation. Why do you look like you want to die? And Tony did billfold.
No, I love it.
Do you know what your word's going to be next time?
Oh, we're doing it again?
No, not today. Well, yeah, we're doing it every time.
I got to do that every week now? I got to
Yes.
think of a word?
Cool beans.
Cool beans. That's Owen saying cool beans when he was a little guy. Yeah, we're doing it all the time. In fact, a listener wrote in and said,
Listeners.
could I add a word? Can you open it up to listeners? And I was like, that's a great
You
idea.
have the listener word of the week.
So I told her to call it in, but I'm just like, are we going to blow our word load too soon?
What do you mean? Like we'll run out of words?
I mean, not run out, but just like we'll have done all the good ones. Is that a concern?
The good ones.
You know, we'll
The
have done
idea-
all the
The
good
idea
ones.
of having favorite words is a new one to me.
Here's a
This
good
is
one.
Not something that I've
Duty. Fun word.
again.
I
not
feel like
really.
it's just a matter
I'm not
of
a words person.
you say that.
I know words,
They
but I don't
need to-
rank words. I'm not sitting here going like, let's see. I'm going to write down my favorite words.
They need to understand. Here, this is me. Why do you have let me see your arm again. Oh, that's cray. You have a swirl.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
a
from the what's that called?
Chord.
Yeah, but what's it called? The swirlies
The
of it.
coil.
I feel like the spiral cord. It's look like a spiral on your arm. You know, Owen and I went to Leonis Adobe Museum. I have been meaning to share this story. This is actually, there's two stories coming
Was that
at
all
you.
of the Spotify
Nope,
comments?
there's another one, but I had to take a little detour.
Oh.
I have two things to say about that. So the Leonis Adobe Museum is
Mm-hmm.
this house museum in Calabasas, California, that it's supposed to show how people lived 150 years ago. And we were told it was these two Mexican ranchers who owned the house, and they had this, and here's their root cellar, and here's their tiny bedroom where five people who weren't the two people who owned it. It was some other people who lived, and then here's where they took their baths. They took their baths on Saturday, and the dad bathed first, and then the mom, and they went in order of age, and they didn't change the bath water, which is like, excuse me, his ball sack water was the nastiest. True chivalry would have
Crazy.
been him taking a bath last. At least let the lady go first.
I know, that's wild.
So that's a little
You
bit.
would think he would want his lady to be cleaner
No
than
dice.
him.
Right. He wants to put his funk on his lady. But anyway, so that's one thing. But they were talking about the vaqueros, means cowboy in Spanish, and the cows and how they would brand the cows. And yeah, the cows or the horses? The cows. And then one of the activities you do is that they give you a little piece of pleather, vegan leather, I'm assuming is what it is. And then you design your own brand. And they talk about like if it's to this, it costs more money at the registrar and blah, blah. Here's the thing though. She was explaining that to brand a cow, it really didn't hurt the cows very much. And she likened it to like the mark your sleeve leaves on you or something. And I was thinking, are we sure?
Yeah, how do you know?
Let's get a cow's opinion. You know what I say to that? I say, hang on. This is going to be good. Ooh. 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 Get it? Ooh. Oh, it's time. I'm glad you find me as delightful as I find me. Because otherwise it's going to be a long.
I feel like they
hard
just
life
say
for
that
you.
about the
I
brand
know.
heritage because there are children there.
Maybe. But when we were over at the blacksmith area, just in
Yeah.
case you guys can't tell what's going on, I've got so many sunglasses over here.
You've already established.
When we were over, I know, but I'm playing
No
with
one's just
them.
tuning in.
Sometimes. When we were over at how do you feel about this pair? I'm now wearing a pair of black ones that are kind of oversized that I used to wear.
They're good. They're not as good.
Okay. So when we were at the blacksmith area, they were talking about how hot. She's like, in a really hot day in Burbank is probably like 100 degrees. And on that kind of day, you'd sit inside in the air conditioning. Well, this, thing that they do blacksmithery on, this fire, is 2,000 degrees. And Owen goes, 2 100s. And I'm like, uh-oh.
He doesn't know what thousands are.
I guess not. He knows what dezillion is. And he also knows Googleplex. Or he knows the word. So 2 100s. That was very funny to me. But she explained that they would wear leather aprons. And I'm thinking, but doesn't leather burn? And then that segued into how the brand does. So anyway, enough of that though. The most important thing is I went on to Wikipedia and I read about Leonis Adobe. So we were told they were Mexican ranchers. And I don't want to say like this is what we were told by the uptight docent. No offense, but I've now been there 2 years in a row or with a year in between. And the docents are like a little bit very uptight. Like I just feel like they want kids. You know how Captain Von Trapp wanted the Von Trapps to act? He wanted to blow a whistle and they'd like.
He wants them to be
ship-shape.
Ship-shape.
That's how the Leonis Adobe Museum wants the kids to be. And
The kids are.
good luck. Some of the kids are special needs, including our own son. So they're not I mean, actually, Owen was fine.
They probably do this all day, every day.
The
They
sheep-
deal with like
The buying of the
Hordes of
sheep
kids.
and the cockadoodle doing of the roosters was getting to him. He had to remove himself from the sheep feeding encounter. But other than that, he did pretty well. But I remember 2 years ago being there and this little girl who, was rocking back and forth. And the docent who was kind of worse was like, can she stand still? And then another kid's helper who had a one-on-one was like, she can't actually. And I just wanted to be like, up your ass, lady.
that lady was probably one of those people that's like, oh, they overdiagnose autism.
Yeah.
Everybody has autism these days.
Right. Hey, lady.
No dice.
So anyway, okay. So here is what Wikipedia says. I'm 3 minutes into these sunglasses and I'm ready to change. Here's what Wikipedia says.
Tell me.
Not two Mexican ranchers. He was French Basque, Leonis Adobe, and he married a Chumash Native American woman.
Oh,
He owned half of some farm and she was a mission wife. I don't exactly know what that means, but she owned half of another half. He owned half of some area of land. She owned the other half. He acquired it through marriage, which makes me wonder what his true designs were.
yes.
I think he had some kid somehow elsewhere. They lived on this land. He acquired more and more land through it's kind of feudal means, I think. I don't exactly know what I'm saying. I just know that I was already like, this guy, hello, my hand is in your shot. It was already like, this guy kind of sucks. So then when he dies, they find out that he claims and she had some cool name, Espiritu.
Santo.
Espiritu.
Santo.
What does that mean? Why are you saying this?
That's what you'd say in Latin, Espiritu Santo.
What does that mean? Blood spirit?
I don't know what it means.
I feel like, okay. Oh, Saint Spirit. Anyway, he claims he left her, they had $1 million, which in, 150 years ago was a lot more than it is now, even though it's still a lot now. He says that she's his housekeeper. He gives her $10,000.
What the
and he leaves the rest to his siblings. So she goes to court.
Because it was hers.
They had a kid together. Yeah. But also, they were doing the nasty and living as husband and wife. They had a child together. They were husband and wife. Everyone knew it.
So wait, it was hers, but a big part of it was hers first.
Yes. He stole it from her and then claimed...
And then gave her back only a portion of it.
Only a portion of the money, not even the land, and claimed that she was just his housekeeper. I mean, what a dickhead.
So legally...
So there's more.
Wait. But so legally, if one person comes into the marriage with, like, let's say, some money from...
Yeah.
And then the other party divorces and then can say that the other person was a housekeeper.
This is how his will was structured. I mean, what a dick. So anyway, so then she sued.
That sounds shady to me.
It was shady. There was a big series of lawsuits. The LA Times was covering it. Like, this was big news in whatever they called Calabasas back then. She managed to prove that she had been his wife. They gave her whatever.
God, so there wasn't... Wait, what year was this?
Well, I don't know. It was 150 years ago. So what is that, like 1870?
Well, so there was still... So California was a state.
Yeah, there was an LA Times magazine.
Yeah.
I mean, LA Times newspaper.
Yeah, so there would have been laws for marriage licenses and shit like that.
Yeah. Let's not get into that because I don't think I read that section on Wikipedia. So anyway.
Well, this is a history podcast.
Yeah. So then at 65 years old, she marries like a 19-year-old.
You get it, girl.
And the LA Times couldn't help itself but refer to him as someone who was barely out of his pinafores. Anyway.
Oh, bring that back.
I know.
Barely out of their pinafores.
Yeah, what a cougar she was. So I just have some things to say.
Is pinafore something that only boys would wear? What is a pinafore?
Well, I thought a pinafore was like a almost like overalls or something. I don't know. Maybe babies also wore
Like you'd
them.
only say that about a boy.
No, I think you said about like barely out of his
Anthony
onesie.
Kiedis' girlfriend is barely out of her pinafore.
Yeah, I think you could say it like it's like barely out of their onesie.
Got it.
So, why are the docents not sharing this story with the people who come to the museum?
Oh.
This is so much more interesting. A.
I feel this way about all history teachers.
Yeah. B. 2. I'm going to put it in your shot.
B is a good substitute for 2.
Yes. Second.
Or second, you could say.
Why has no one optioned this story and made a mini series about it? It's so good. Unless Wikipedia is just full of shit, but like, hello, I'm hooked.
Well, there you go.
Well, I really want to change these sunglasses. I don't know why, but I found myself looking repeatedly at the time.
You're just waiting.
Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Well,
so
you're going to get your chance here in a minute.
I think that we should
move on.
Yes.
All right, and then we have one more comment. Alex Mendez. I've seen the videos that Jeff was talking about, Wendy's husband, the human one. Oh my God, imagine if we had another dog named Jeff.
Oh my God, we should have named Peter Jeff.
Yeah. And they usually require you to read the description or comments. It's frustrating engagement bait. I don't know what they're talking about.
I wasn't there for that episode. I don't know what you're referring to.
I'm not sure what this is a reference to, but often don't.
I got an itch on my chin.
Let's blue sky this.
I like the listener to be a part of the itching process.
Is there any other thing you could scratch it with?
Okay.
Maybe one that doesn't function as a microphone. One that doesn't have a pickup in it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Nothing as well. Nothing
works as well.
Satisfies quite as much as a microphone.
That's not true.
Try it.
Okay. You're in the house and your back itches. What's your number one?
Every time.
Mhm.
Every time I look around to see if there's a microphone.
And then if there's
But
not a...
usually there isn't.
Because
so
what
I
I'm
guess
wondering is, oftentimes you will position yourself against the corner of a wall.
Well, that's
and
like
you'll,
last.
It is. That's last ditch.
First is microphone. Second is back scratcher. Third would be like, often I'm using scissors or something like that.
You use scissors for that? That's so
nothing is long
dangerous.
enough.
Okay.
It's got something long enough. I don't want to use eating utensils.
Well, yeah.
So I'll use scissors. Or if I'm outside, there's some sticks I can use to scratch my back.
Have you actually used a stick outside?
Yes.
You have?
Sure.
I guess it's resourceful.
Well, you got a problem with sticks?
It's time for me to change my glasses, and I have a drop.
Shut up, you fucking bitch.
All right, here we go.
Well, I've been trying to not do black on black.
So go with the brown
So I
one
guess
then,
I'll,
tortoise
yeah.
shell.
Which ones though, do you think? Maybe these.
Yeah.
I don't wear these very often. You know what I don't like? When people say like black on black on black, or like, oh, we have pants on pants on pants.
Do they say that?
Yeah, online they do. Anyway, I think maybe what Jeff's talking about is I will look at a video and it'll be like a woman drinking coffee or something, and it'll say like, my must-haves for good skin. Read below. And then you got to read is that what he's talking about? Maybe? I don't know.
I never read below.
I do.
I'll read comments, but I'm not reading your fucking especially on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok to read. Okay.
Hear ye, allow it to be known.
Yeah.
Oh, today.
If I wanted to read, I'd be reading a
Can
book.
we talk? I'm sorry, I just talked over you. Can we talk about the crush situation or no? With our
Talking
son?
vague terms.
Okay. Well, this is an aside to that. I today asked Owen a question, and he went, I think it was like, what if so-and-so has a crush on so-and-so? And he went, what if? I was like, is that a new one? And his little kid voice, I know we shared it on the most recent like a week ago we shared it because he came on at the end, but I just can't get over it. It's, again, I must share. He told us that he just out of nowhere realized he can do a little kid voice. And
then
here's the voice. Yeah.
And it was the same voice.
It's his, well, it's slight. Him
Slight.
saying yeah he goes, yeah. And his little kid voice is, yeah. It's like
I bet
the
you
tiniest.
To him,
It's different.
it's like a perfect representation of a child. Like,
Oh, yeah. He thinks it is.
yeah.
And then I'll share your joke. And we were in an elevator. He's 7. And you're like, oh, my God, are we in an elevator with a 6.5-year-old?
So, also, one thing that I've found quite amusing is that he refers to his penis as his nis, which I love because it's a new one for me. His nis.
I know. And you and I have both now worked it into conversation with him.
He doesn't
He
think
doesn't
anything
react.
He did-
Like, I'm hoping for like a
He's like-
smile
well, because
or
to
a
him,
knowing.
that's
It's him, that's what it is. Yeah.
it's called my nis.
It's so good.
I know.
But we weren't going to talk about that on air, remember?
No, I said that was okay. think
I
this
know.
stuff to talk.
No, I think it's fine. We can leave it. But no one be fucking weird, okay? Thank you. Boy, I don't know how Tony does this because
It's just chaos for me.
He's a little perv.
yeah. I need to get like a soundboard is what I need to get because this is
Duty.
crazy. All right, so we have a couple calls. I have 15 more pairs of sunglasses. I got to tell you guys about someone that I love. We went to the Scent Bar, and we have a couple calls.
We had an adventure.
And we're going to talk vaguely. Okay, let's just talk vaguely about what's happening. Our son came home. Our younger son who is autistic, came home and said to me, do you remember how you felt the first time you found out someone had a crush on you? And the funny thing is, neither you nor I really remembered. We remembered having crushes on people. I remember being
Right.
so he's in first grade. I remember in kindergarten having a big crush on a boy in class, which doesn't really mean anything. It just means like they shine a little brighter, and you're sort of like taken with them.
I know that girls did have crushes on me.
Yeah.
I just never knew it at the time. And like I never knew. Yeah, I just don't have a memory of like, oh yeah, I remember when so and so had a crush on me. It's like I kind of usually found out years later, or
Right.
like, or I had a, oh, you're someone that everybody has crushes on. I was told that, like, every girl in the school has a crush on you. I was told my senior year in high school, and it was like, as I was leaving the school, I'm like, well, that would have been good to know while I was in
right.
school.
Yes. I never received that kind of feedback. I don't think.
Well, you didn't even know me.
So it turns out some girl has a crush on him. And I said, how do you know? And he said, she told me. And you and I, it was like,
just like what?
It was like
what
Christmas.
The,
we were we were looking at each other going like, oh my God. Like we were too excited.
Okay, so
we were too excited.
This is tricky to talk about because there's like, how much do we want to
reveal the identity of?
No, well that, but like also just, I don't want to get into too much of the private matters, but it hasn't been easy for him.
Right.
And
social.
We only recently told him,
else.
I think we've talked about this, like we've only recently told him
that he's autistic.
That he has autism.
Yeah.
And the reason we told him was because he was really, really sad and had been sad, had talked to me or expressed this to me multiple times where he feels like very different and like nobody likes him. Or
I didn't know he feels like nobody likes him.
Nobody likes him, but like he just doesn't fit in with the other kids,
right.
And that he's...
Why is he so different than all the other kids?
Yeah, and I know that like there was... I don't know. Like,
I'm going to take these glasses off. I'm sorry. If you have to look away, you have to look away.
Well, I can in post. I can just black out your eyes.
Just kill my shot.
And maybe I'm projecting a little bit on how he felt from what he had said, but for me, I was feeling like he was. I was afraid he was feeling very ostracized and different, and I don't know. There's so many things that go along with that. So to hear that there's a girl who has a crush on him was mind blowing.
Yeah,
but also just like, oh my God! And for him to know that, really, what that means is that he will feel like
validated.
He could be liked.
That being said, he said
even in a friend way, like
right.
He's
to be chosen.
Like,
yeah,
it's not.
He said that when she told him, he felt a little weirded out and scared to be around her for the rest of the day. And so then I said, "Who is it?" And he said he'd tell me in the car. So he told us in the car, me in the car, and I was shocked because I know this little girl well.
It was one of his teachers.
It was Espiritu. Leona Sadobi.
The spirit of Espiritu.
Yeah. I know this girl well.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought she had a crush on Owen. And I think I had wondered, is there any way this is a joke? And if so, like, I don't love that. But he said that no, she said it wasn't a joke. And then I said, I actually had wondered if she had a crush on someone else. I'm a member
so
of the
into
first
the love
grade.
lives of these kids.
And I said, don't repeat that though. And he said, why? And I said, because people don't, they like to sort of keep their crushes private. And he went, oh no. And I said, well, he's like, I already told. And he told a lot of people that she has a crush on him. He even had a conversation with another first grader, and that first grader told him that, well, this girl likes him. And so anyway, so then he wants her to come over. So she comes over that day. He's like all about her coming over. And I'm thinking, well, if you're feeling, if it's true that you feel, oh no, sorry. There's one more thing. I took him to OT that day. And on our way out, we ran into the nanny and sister of another kid we know. And we are sitting there talking to them. And he's like, want to hear something that my parents say is exciting, but I don't know if it is. And at that point, I'm like, okay, you and I need to pull back. Like we need to just be neutral. We can't make him, I wasn't even aware that we were that excited about it.
Neither of us were prepared for this. We did not.
I wasn't aware that we appeared that excited.
I had not considered this a possibility.
None of this has happened with Elliot, who's like a cool, popular 9-year-old that we know of.
There are girls who've had crushes on Elliot. He just doesn't talk about it.
Right. So anyway, so he's like telling everyone, and then he wants her to come over that day. And I'm surprised by this if he's supposedly like afraid to be around her. So this was not what I expected to happen. She walks in. He runs up to her and goes, "So is it really true that you have a crush on me?" Daniel and I are in the other room, like dying.
I am melting into my shoes.
Yes, because it's in front of us, Elliot, and our babysitter. Like, it's not cool. So she goes, "No." And then I'm like, oh. And then he says, it was a joke. And she's like, "Yeah." And then he goes, "But I already told everyone." And then he says, I even told ChatGPT.
I mean, once you tell ChatGPT, that's
and then
real.
He has this look on his face that because I'm like watching everything from our office, and I'm like, oh my God, is he about to cry? And then she says something, and he says, "This is my mad face." He comes into the office, and he's like, "Well, she lied. It wasn't true. It was a prank. She lied. I already told everyone. What do I do?" And then we say, "You don't have to address it."
Right.
So then by the end of the evening, because she's friends with Elliot too, by the end of the afternoon, they were all acting totally normal, and it was good.
He didn't actually take it that hard. He in the moment he was acting mad, but I think he was fine.
I think you and I are projecting onto it a lot.
Because you got to remember,
what is a crush for a 7-year-old?
And what is it to her? It's like it's not the same to either of them as it is to us when
not
we're thinking
at all.
of it.
In fact, go ahead.
Well, for her, a crush is just I really like someone.
Yes.
Or you find someone like you're compelled by that person. You like to be around them a lot. Like the way you would think of like someone as a really good friend, but like romantic feelings that's not what's happening.
And also something that one of the gripes I have against my dead parents, but when they were alive, but it has persisted, is that I feel like they put their adult stuff onto my relationships. For example, when I was 16, I was dating this 19-year-old. I've talked about this before. They freaked out, made me go to this horrendous gynecologist because it was like, well, Dad's retired, and he doesn't know the latest on STDs. VD, I think is what they called it in those days. So they wanted me to go to this guy to have him like give me a lecture on STDs. And the thing is, I already knew I wasn't ready to have sex. I had already told this guy that I wasn't going to be having sex with him. And I think to them, it's like, I don't know, maybe someone's listening thinking they were being good parents. I don't know. But they didn't trust, and they would have been like, well, it's not about not trusting you, it's about not trusting him. But regardless, to them, it's like, well, you've gone on a few dates with this guy, sex might be happening. And to me, it's like, listen to me, I'm not there yet. But anyway, this
was like, what, late 80s, early 90s?
This was...
91?
No, it was like 96.
You were 16?
Oh, sorry. No, I was thinking about when I lost my virginity. No, this would have been 16, 17.
91.
Sure.
I mean...
AIDS.
Just for anyone who wasn't conscious at the time, to remind you, the idea of sex at that time was pretty scary for a lot of... I mean, there was like AIDS, but like, there was a lot of... I mean, they lived through herpes and shit like all the 70s and 80s. Like, you can imagine being them.
I guess, but this guy...
Well, hold on. You imagine being them and soaking in all this news about like sex diseases. And then you have a daughter, and you're like the whole time just dreading it. Like, oh my God, they're going to reach an age and they're going to start having sex. And oh my God, this is going to be so scary. What do we do? What do we do? And they just jump the gun.
I guess it's just like I was
not to defend them,
I was just starting to date, and it had been rough going for me. And so to send me into this very clinical environment with this like hellfire and brimstone doctor who really exaggerated. He told me that you have oral sex with someone who has warts and then you get warts all over the back of your throat. And
is that true?
No. My next gynecologist, who was really good, who took over his practice, she told me that that's a non-issue. Like she reassured me. He was so sex negative, I mean, and he also went like this. He went, anal sex, just don't do it. My friends and I imitated that for a long time. And then his granddaughter, so his last name was Westerhout. His granddaughter had worked for Trump. And I was like, that tracks. That tracks.
Well,
anyway, I guess it's time for another pair of sunglasses. So, oh yeah. So I think that
burn through the rest of this.
I think we're just we're putting too much of these are too yellow. Putting too much of ourselves in this. So the next day, he comes home and says that she told him again that she has a crush on him.
I think, yeah.
And he wants her to come over again.
And then they were really cute together.
And she comes over though, and I say to him, maybe just don't talk about it with her. And she comes over and she instantly says to him, I know what you're going to ask me. But then you and I heard her say, yes, I do, right?
Yeah, that is what she said.
But he didn't hear that. He said he didn't hear that.
Well, he knew though, because she had said in the playground.
Right. And she also said he was cute. So they sat together and they played together and it was so fucking cute.
Yes.
It was
extremely cute.
Yeah.
And so I expect them to get married because that's how this shit works.
I do feel like there is more of a spring in his step.
I think for him, just knowing that he can be liked is the important thing.
Speaking of spring in your step, Daniel, how are you liking your Blissy pillowcase? We need Blissy pillowcases. Blissy makes pillowcases. They make scrunchies. They make sleep masks.
I don't know why people
They
don't.
make headbands. They make stuff out of the nicest mulberry silk. And
mulberry silk is my favorite silk.
Of all the silks. You've tried them all. But, people might be aware that if you sleep on a cotton pillowcase, it's not great for your skin. It's aging you. It's not good for you. It's frizzing your hair and stuff. So they might think, oh, I can do satin. No. It's got to be silk, guys. Cotton and satin cause frizz and sleep creases. Dermatologists are like, you got to try silk. It's cooling, gentle. It makes your hair and skin look better, fast, anti-aging. It helps with hydration. Enter Blissy. So you have a Blissy King pillowcase.
Yep.
I have a Blissy Standard pillowcase. I also treated myself to a Blissy headband. And I chose leopard print because I'm fun. Why don't you just put it? That's a fine place to put it.
Yeah, but it's not comfortable.
We need to get you a Blissy pillowcase to put it on.
No. A Blissy chair.
I love my new headband because it doesn't crease my hair. Because I'm always wanting to put my hair back when I like put on makeup or wash my face. And then now, I just watched this TikTok that was explaining the way that this girl puts her hair up when she takes a shower on a non-hair wash day. And she's like, I get one of these bigs. I'm like, I got to get more Blissy scrunchies. And they have so many different beautiful, so they got all the solids, but then they have all these cool collaborations, and they have a Wicked collaboration. So I'm thinking Elliot might need one of those. They have a White Lotus collaboration. Like
they have like Parker Posey's face on it. Or something.
No, they have just the prints that you have seen in like the credits, and it's all they're That's beautiful. Cool. It's okay. Here's the details on the silk. It's 22 Momme, M-O-M-M-E, 22 Momme or Mom, 6A grade, 100% pure mulberry silk. They make such great gifts because you're a listener. Blissy is offering 60 nights risk-free plus an additional 30% off when you shop at Blissy.com blissy.com/bestfriend. That's Blissy, BLISSY.com/bestfriend, and use code bestfriend to get an additional 30% off. Your skin and hair will thank you. Blissy.com/bestfriend. Okay.
Did your skin and hair like leave a little note for you?
Yeah. I woke up and I was like, oh, thank you.
That's
You're
so
welcome.
neat.
We got some calls.
Okay.
You know what? Well, okay, we can do calls, but there's something else that I want to do. We'll do calls and then we'll do the other thing.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey, it's Rich from New Jersey, and for once I'm not actually out walking the dog, so there's some better chance at higher audio fidelity because I'm in the car.
Nice.
Anyway, at the risk of sounding like a syrup snob, I'm going to say that once you've had real maple syrup, it's a real drag going back to the pearl milling companies.
Corn syrup.
What do they call it? Breakfast syrup? Or something like that.
Kitchen syrup.
Table syrup. Whatever it is, it's maple flavored syrup, much like Breyers, which used to be ice cream, is now dairy frozen dessert or something like that. So there you have it.
Is that what Breyers is?
Yeah, so definitely try some real maple syrup. You'll be so glad you did. Your wallet will be upset about it. But, yeah, you'll be real happy with the results. That's it. Rich in New Jersey. Bye.
How often
Thank
are you
you.
buying syrup? I mean, I feel like, you could buy a jug of maple syrup. That shit's going to last you
So this is because I shared the fact that we bought Pearl Milling Company syrup, which used to be Aunt Jemima's syrup, but they changed the name for reasons. And I was impressed with how it isn't like it squeezes and then it sucks in and then it doesn't get all messy, although it's sort of gotten messy. And then, boy, did they come out in force for us, because it turns out that's not real maple syrup. That is corn
I'm surprised
syrup.
you made that stand given our popularity with the Canadians.
Well, I didn't realize that it wasn't true maple syrup. I had not done my due diligence. So now that I know, it's like, sure, I don't use syrup. I don't find myself in a syrup way very often, but that's when you're pregnant with syrup. But I would prefer maple syrup. You know what I like, which I haven't had in a long time, is maple candy. Have you had that?
I'm sure I've had it.
It's like it looks like a maple leaf, and it's just this consistency of wet sugar, and it tastes like maple, and it is like the sweetest thing you've ever had, but it's delicious. You've never had it.
I don't know.
It's the vibe.
I like a maple flavored donut.
Well, that is good to know. I don't know if I like these ones. I'm switching sunglasses. I'm switching it up.
Oh, these are a matte black.
Yeah, I received these. Oh, these are a little hard on my fresh nose. I love Warby Parker. Okay. My eyeglasses, the ones I like, are Warby Parker. These are Warby Parker sunglasses. I got them 100 years ago, the first time they ever were a sponsor on my show. And I don't know if I like these or not.
Well,
they're like a Ray-Ban shape.
Yeah, I wouldn't say they're the ideal shape for your face.
What is the ideal shape for my face?
I like those bigger round ones.
Yeah, I borrowed Brooke Dillman's sunglasses recently for a show photo. They were Ferragamo, which is not cheap, but they were really nice. Okay, I've got to take these off. Turns out I'm glassed out, but there are the piece de resistance. As you can see, I don't know if these will fit with my headphones. Oh, God damn it. These are oversized glasses like I'm wearing in my original logo, which I kind of want to go back to. These are the heart ones. I couldn't, in a flash, in a pinch, find the blue ones, but I do have those. How is it working with my hair? Do I need to adjust my hair?
This is perfect.
Okay. So where are we time-wise? I cannot see. Okay. Daniel. Oh, no, sorry. We have one more call. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Hi, this is Elizabeth from North Carolina. I am calling with a hey, go fuck yourself. There are two parts to this. One, going to a restaurant where they give you a QR code only to order makes everyone start the meal on their phones, and I find that really distressing. Two, when restaurants serve you food in takeout containers. I feel like we just have really lost the art of going to restaurants. This is Lexi.
Yeah. Lexi is right on both counts.
Yeah.
But I have not encountered the serving the food in the to go.
Forgive.
I hate the QR menus.
I do too. Is it because we're too old? It's
No,
like,
I
just
don't-
don't want that.
I don't like the experience of trying to navigate a menu on my phone.
Me neither.
Like, it's so much better having a big ass menu
Yeah.
and see everything there all at once. I don't have to fucking scroll and find the tab that says this or that. Like,
Yeah.
restaurants, you fucking lazy ass motherfuckers.
Hey, go
It's a
fuck
huge turn
yourself.
off when I see that. I have the feeling that trend is going to go
You
away.
think? Japan was all about it because they're the future.
Japan was all over the place with that kind of thing because there's also a tradition in Japan of you order at like a kiosk
Yeah.
thing, and then you just take your thing and go to your table. Like you don't even order from a person.
Yeah. Excuse me. I have hey, go fuck yourself with restaurants, and I don't think it's going to be a popular one. But when you take food to go and they just throw a few to-go boxes at your table, I don't love that. I would prefer that they go back.
I liked it
bring
when
me
they
out a
would do it.
Swan.
Yeah, you box it
You
up.
box it up. Because here's the thing. I am typically, and I know this is not a them problem, it's a me problem. I am wedged into a table. I've got Owen leaning on me. I've got various, there's an iPad on the table and some fidgets and
It's
a pair
hard.
of headphones.
It's harder for us.
And so it's like to sort of have to muscle the food into that, to-go container. It's just too much for me.
Yeah.
So, but why don't they? Just more work?
They slowly realized that they could just pawn it off
Outsource
on the
that?
customer. Yeah.
And then there's another thing that I find irksome. And I put this on Threads, and you'd be surprised at how many people are not agreeing with me. Of late, I have noticed when I go to pay with a credit card, and I'm not talking about things where they normally don't take a okay, forecheck.
No, make it
when I
boring.
go, what'd you say?
No, make it boring. Definitely.
Tony, please make that a drop. When I go to pay with a credit card,
Yeah.
they're like, there's a 3% charge to pay with a credit card.
At the business.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, I find that annoying.
They used to eat that.
It used to be that they would pay that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, why all of a sudden are we having to pay that? I'm kind of over it. And then all these people who seemingly work for the credit card company.
Maybe they're small businesses who don't.
Well, if it's a small business, that's a little different. Small businesses often only take cash or check or Venmo, or they'll take cash or they'll take Venmo or Zelle or something. Like I get that if you're an artisan or something, that's different. Then it's a courtesy they're giving you to take a credit card. But it's places that used to allow credit card. For example, and maybe this is a bad example, the veterinarian's office, the doctor's office.
Where else?
Other doctor's offices.
You know
maybe
what?
it's a medical thing. Maybe it's a medical world.
There is a gas station in Burbank
that you have to pay debit.
that until recently you could only pay debit card, which, by the way, that's a bold fucking move because not everyone is carrying a debit card.
Yeah.
And that then, like maybe a few years ago, they opened it up to credit card, but they tell you have to pay more. So they have two prices. They have the debit price.
Right.
This is on the marquee. They have the debit price, and then they have the credit card price, and the credit card price is more. By the way, it's like $7 fucking a
Gas. Why isn't anyone talking about that? Just kidding.
Well, in other parts of the country, they're like, it's $5 a gallon. Can you believe it? Here in fucking LA, it's $7 a gallon.
Can I just say one more thing though about this?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like Owen's pediatrician. I'm talking about fancy doctors who are charging $1 zillion.
A dazillion?
$1 dazillion. And don't take insurance at all. But I feel like it's elsewhere too. I feel like it's just in general.
And it's 3%?
3%.
It should be 3% or $3.
Whichever is smaller.
Yeah.
I'll pay $3.
No, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
yeah,
why should it
Right.
be? What like?
It's enough that
Why should it be a percentage
Right.
when there's not more effort put into the transaction by the credit card company? Like, it's not like to them if you spent
Right.
$10,000, it's
why is it a
$10,000 much
percentage?
more
Why is it a
effort.
percentage?
It
Not
shouldn't be a
just service fee?
percentage. It should just be like $3.
I was just surprised at how many people pushed back on my saying it. Maybe they are.
Fucking bootlickers. That's what I call them.
Maybe they are small business. Again, I'm fine with a small business. Small business, you go. It's big business that don't go.
Was it Sam Walton?
Yes.
Fucking guy, man.
He likes to mix it up with me on Threads. You know what? This has been too much fun.
You didn't want to talk about our adventure.
Oh, yeah. We went to the scent bar. It was smelly.
Yeah, I guess that's about right.
Explain the scent bar, won't you?
It's this really, it's actually a lovely shop. There's multiple locations and they have niche fragrances there. And so it's really, the problem with being interested in fragrance, being a frag daddy,
As a listener referred to you
which
as
is now what I call myself.
Yeah.
And you know what that makes you?
frag wife.
Frag hag.
Oh, that's so good.
Is that it's kind of expensive. Like you can't just smell.
Expensive. It's very expensive.
Well, no, to get samples.
Okay.
Like you want to get it used to be you could get samples for free. I remember getting samples all the
Sure.
time
Those were the
against
days.
my will. I didn't even like fragrance. And so you could go to like Bloomingdale's, but then it's just the fucking designer fragrances, which I could care less about.
Yeah, you want the indie fragrances.
I'm interested in the niche fragrances, the interesting ones, right? So there's this place, and I was like, hey, you and I
Go to the scent bar.
go to the scent bar together.
It's near our old
could be
neighborhood
fun.
where we used to live, and there's a
We
pond
parked-
that has turtles, which
We
is
parked
fun.
right next to the turtles. There
We got to see
are
the turtles.
10 times more turtles in there than there used to
So
be.
many turtles.
So that was fun. And we went in there, and the problem you noticed, which I also noticed, is that, so first of all, they have just all of these bottles all over the walls.
Organized by accord. So
Yes.
it's like leather, fresh, tropical,
Or like
beachy,
fig or citrus or whatever.
Yeah.
And which is good, which is smart because,
Yeah.
there's just a lot of
Because
different
there's
kinds.
so many perfumes.
And so you can just spray them on the little blotter and then smell them, and that's how you. Because the problem is, it's like a smallish space.
Yes.
And
There's 1,000 people spraying
bunch of
1,000
people- and
scents.
so that you
When
walk
you
in-
walk in, it is like being attacked by an issue of a magazine that has like a bunch of cologne and perfume inserts. It is not a good smell. It is perfume overload.
Well, you have a
And-
very sensitive sniffer.
I do, but oh my God. I was just like, oh my God, it's all the worst perfume smells. They're so loud in my face. And then I was like, fine, I'll
It's like when
smell a few.
It's like the suicide soda of fragrance.
Yes. And I spritzed one on the block. You're like,
Well, you know why I
just-
was doing that?
because it's the only way you can smell it.
Yeah, because if you just do normally,
I know.
you just do like one, but like I could barely smell
Yeah,
them.
I sprayed one on the thing and did that. Literally thought to myself, I hope they realize I know what I'm doing, even though I don't. But I just felt like I looked like I did. I brought it to my nose and I'm like, I can't smell this at all. So at a certain point, my head hurts so bad.
You had to bail.
I went outside and I just went to touch my nose and I was like, oh my God, my hand, all the perfumes that I couldn't smell inside, suddenly I could smell them all on my hand. I don't know how the people who work there do it. oh my God. It was really like, you know how they torture prisoners by playing Metallica all night?
It was not that bad.
It was like
well,
that.
it's that bad for you because you have a
I'm sensitive
sniffer.
to smell.
Yeah, you have a ridiculously sensitive. Like the curse for me is that I can't ever choose a frag that is got a lot of sillage or projection.
It's called sillage, not sillage.
No, because
I'll die.
You'll die. So I have to get very like, I guess, skin scents as they would call them.
It was like the bedroom smelled a little too strongly of your scent that I like. Not you, but the scent. Earlier, I was like, "Can we turn this down, please?"
Yeah,
because I was feeling overwhelmed with scent.
I mean, it's tough. It's going to be real tough when I become a master perfumer.
I know. Do you want to tell them the name of your perfume house?
I haven't decided.
Well, you have an idea, or you want to keep that under?
I have a couple that I'm thinking about.
So you're noodling on.
I'm really gonna need the support of this audience once I launch my new venture.
And I overheard one saying that there aren't really men's or women's fragrances anymore. It's just you wear whatever you like.
There isn't.
And then a woman went up to the counter and she said that she and her husband are going on a trip.
I love this.
And she wants to find a fragrance that they can both wear because it is their anniversary trip.
I'm not sure about that part of it, but they want a fragrance.
Their anniversary trip. They want to both wear it so they can like mark the memory or have it associated with this fragrance.
Look who's on our roof.
Oh, a squirrel. And I thought to myself, oh my God. I also thought, I bet Daniel would think that's a good idea.
The idea of having a fragrance that you only wear on a trip that you can then later use to remind yourself of the trip. I love that.
See, this is where, you know how sometimes I will talk about words or something like that, and you'll be like, oh my God, you're such a nerd. Or I'll talk about how I read a lot when I was a kid or, any of the things I did unashamedly that you think you're like, oh my God, you're such a nerd. You know how you do that?
I don't make the rules.
Right. But I don't care because I am proud that that's who I was and I'm proud that that's who I am. And if that's nerdy to you, fine.
Huge nerd.
Yeah.
Yes.
This unabashed, whatever this is with the fragrances where I'm like,
sensual Dan.
But this woman is sensual. Let's call her Fran. Sensual Fran.
Listen, don't separate yourself too far from my interest here. I might find myself a sensual Fran.
Yeah, I think I found her for you. She wants a fragrance that she and her husband will wear when they go to New York. That's so lame. Is too strong a word. What I'm trying to say is...
Hold on. What's the lame part? The part where you would want a fragrance for your trip or the part where you are having the same fragrance as your partner for the trip?
The part where you say it in public without any shame.
But you're in a space where that's the culture.
I know. It's like me at a library, maybe.
Well, it's you at the fish store talking about fish. Like, I mean, we want to talk about nerds. But here, like, no, I
know I wandered into a perfume meetup.
By the way.
What?
You're complaining about, I did one spritz of my signature fragrance, the name of which, in case anyone has missed it, is the Oud Abides. I did one spritz of the Oud Abides.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I'm having a bad day already. I live amongst, I cannot escape fish and fish tanks.
But it doesn't smell.
There are other senses. I don't know if you're aware.
Okay.
There's 5 of them.
In what are you tasting the fish?
No, but I'm seeing them.
So
that's my dominant sense. Yours is nose. Mine
Don't
is
you
eyes.
dare.
I'm just saying, I have encouraged. Maybe I complain a little here and there, but I have encouraged, nay, tolerated, nay, put up with.
You have been supportive of my fish endeavor.
Your growing,
My finding myself.
ever expanding, aquatic
songs.
interest. Yeah, like you literally every 3 or 4 weeks, predictably, will decide that the tanks need to be bigger, and then that will be followed by the tanks getting bigger or multiplying. We have hospital tanks. We have 4 normal tanks, 2 a size that's like socially reasonable, and then 2 large ones.
2 that are too small, and 2 normal.
And then we have hospital tanks.
But there's nothing in them now except for Owen's moss balls.
And throughout it all,
You have been supportive.
And in return, every now and then, a mildly amazing scent will drift under your nose.
Nuh-uh.
I feel like the least you
You'll
could do.
say, "What do you think of this?" And you'll shove scents under my nose.
The least you could do when the oud abides your nose.
The oud assaults my
When
nose.
the oud
The abiding oud assaults.
alides your face.
I wish it would elide my face.
When that happens, the least you could do is just say, you know what? My husband loves me so much because if it were up to him, that toilet would be flushing. A lot of this.
That toilet would be flushing?
Well, that's what
You're
you do
gonna
with
flush
fish.
my toilet?
Well, I would.
I would. You're going to flush my... You would never.
I would.
You would never.
I would stuff that turtle.
You would never.
Right down that.
You would never.
No, I wouldn't.
You are taken with turtleine.
But I'm just saying that I did
Now
not.
that we've
I
been-
did not sign up for the Long Beach Aquarium to
Now
make their
that
fucking
we've
satellite,
been giving
their satellite affiliate to be my living room.
Now that we've been giving turtleine dried worms and he comes over and like kind of begs for one.
Begs like a dog.
He's like a little dog. I read that turtles are beggars. Don't overfeed them.
Oh, that's funny.
You love him.
Let's not get carried away.
I could see you flushing like a guppy or something.
I wouldn't maybe flush them. I think what I would do is just not have had them in the first place.
Listen, you
that's fine.
you are deflecting. Okay.
No, what I'm saying is the least you could do. I'm just saying the least you could do is tolerate my interest.
I am. Have I not tolerated? You had an evening scent. Our dogs smell
But you
like perfume.
you try to shame and complain me away from this passion, this new my sensual passions.
I support your sensual passions, okay? In the same way that you support my fish. I am just saying, this is all I'm saying.
It's a burden.
No, it's just you find certain things that I do to be unspeakably
Annoying.
No. Lame is what I was going to say, or nerdy. It's my lack of shame about it. And your shameless embrace of
Perfumes.
But it's more than that. It's having a fragrant moment. You know what? Okay. Bring it full circle. We went to Ojai, and there were table tents that talked about the pink moment, which is the sunset becomes pink
Bring this up. Okay.
for a moment. And you really hated the way they branded it, the pink moment, because you're like, let me discover it. Don't tell me what to feel about it. And then I, being someone who
Basic.
yes, being well, but also like
Lame.
I'm not really a sunset person, like cool, but I'm not every day all about sunsets, you know? So it actually helped me
You needed you appreciated that someone said, "Hey, look at this."
It's pink.
You wouldn't have noticed.
And I was like, "Oh, I'm witnessing the pink moment." Otherwise, I would have had my face in my phone or something.
Right.
The pink moment.
They had a drink.
All the pink momentization is that's the same vibe as this perfume situation.
I don't see the
I know you don't, but I do.
Well, no, I want to understand.
It's a little precious.
So I don't disagree with that. Look, and then we'll
end the
wrap
show.
This up.
Yeah.
I find words to just be uninteresting.
Oh my God! Look, I'm full naked face. I'm shocked that I could marry someone who feels that way, and yet I married you, and I'm not regretting it. It's just a little smelly.
Well, I mean, I don't find it. Let's put it this way: I don't find it interesting in the same way you find it interesting.
Well, clearly.
So okay, that's all that is. The truth is, all joking aside, I find the fragrance world to be every bit as annoying as you find it.
Oh, okay. Great. Let's dwell on that.
My interest in this is somewhat mystifying to me. And I've been thinking about it. At first, it was just like, oh, it's so easy to be interested in something without examining your interest on TikTok. Because you're just like, I'm just watching a thing. I don't have to answer for this. And then I stepped back. At one point, I was like, this is weird. I'm finding myself compelled to this content for some reason. Like, I want to smell these things. What's that about? But I didn't examine it too closely. I was just like, I'm just going to go with this. And then I thought it was really funny because it's so against type. Like, I see all the things.
Like when I was into wrestling.
Yeah, I see how. I don't know. I don't want to be too judgmental here, but it's like I find the fragrance world can be very precious, right?
And
like,
pretentious.
And just like pretentious, but just like I don't know. It's not what I. Well, let me get to the end of the thought instead of walking you through it. When I decided I wanted to go to film school, and this is going to connect. These thoughts are going to connect. Because this is the revelation that I had. When I was in high school, and I was really into photography. And I thought I was going to go to the U of A, University of Arizona, who has a really good still photography program. And they have Ansel Adams has all of his archives there and stuff. And so I was really into photography. I was going out, I was taking pictures, I had a camera, all this stuff. I would peruse photo magazines, photography magazines, because in the back they'd have catalogs of people selling all their equipment. I was really into it. And then I was also into theater, and I was like, oh, I could go to film. And I had watched Sergio Leone movies and The Godfather, and I just got this feeling about what you could do with cinema. And so I wanted to do that. And so I went to film school. But what I did is I went to USC film school.
Right.
And USC film school, as it turns out, is it's like a cult of Spielberg and Lucas, because Lucas went there, Spielberg gave a bunch of money, and it's very about commercial filmmaking, which I didn't give a fuck about. I didn't give a fuck. I mean, I liked Star Wars, but it was everybody there, except for a couple people who became my friends. Everybody was there was worshipped these fucking guys. And I could not relate. I was like, I don't give a fucking shit about any of that. I want to and I just felt very alienated, and the whole thing was just meh. And I kind of hated a lot of them for it. Still do. It's the same. There's something about perfumery that is appealing to me on a creative level. But the reality of the perfume industry and the people in it are uninteresting to me. Although there's a few that I like, and they had them at that place I took you to. So there are a few people doing some interesting things, but by and large, I can't relate, and I find it all to be fairly annoying. Okay, I'm sorry that was long. I can see you checking out. I'll get to the point. My question is,
Yeah.
when I'm talking and it's boring to you,
No, they're wrapped.
I wrap it up. But when you're talking and it's boring to me, you drag it out. I just want to point that out.
What? Name one thing I said that was boring to you. I challenge you to name one thing.
Yeah, nothing.
Name one thing.
I can't.
I know that you don't like when I talk about cysts. And what else?
Well, I just think, I can't think of anything. There's literally nothing. You're always.
Let me ask you.
Always.
I have your question for you.
Yes.
Was this an example of you wrapping something up? Because that's not what I got from this story.
I was telling them something personal.
That's what I am
that meant
doing.
something to me, and you were yawning and looking like
I
you
wasn't
would be
yawning.
less interested.
I did not yawn.
Which, frankly, I find a little insulting.
I did not yawn.
You were just like, you were giving me a lot of this deep sighs and like, okay. Here we are.
I am not feeling well. I have muscled through because I am a national treasure, a hero, and an Olympian of podcasting, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I think that you're imagining it.
I'm not. There's video now.
I know. We'll have to see how bored I look because I wasn't bored.
You wanted me to wrap it up halfway through my story.
Sometimes.
Be honest.
Sometimes you and I come on this show and we say things that we've already said to each other. I know I shouldn't reveal that much, but I felt as if I know where this is going.
But I'm telling it. I'm not telling it to you. I'm telling it to the show.
So then take it up with them.
I'm talking to you. God.
But I'm not bored. I was just relaxing my face.
Okay. Right. That's like my grandmother. I wasn't sleeping. I was resting my eyes.
I wasn't yawning because it was boring. I needed oxygen, but I wasn't yawning. So, I would like to thank everyone for listening. I would like to remind them all that I am on Patreon. Oh, here it is.
Patreon.
And I'm on Substack. AlisonRosen.substack.com.
Substack.
Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show?